Hello, folks. This is Tom Martin. This is my lottery strategy game, Decoding the Powerball guessing game. I'm picking my numbers for the drawing on February 1st, 2023. If you'd like to support my game, Decoding the Powerball, then please go to my Patreon page at www.patreon.com/Decoding the Powerball. Thank you, and please subscribe. Okay, so if you've never seen my videos before, the object of my game is for you to correctly eliminate groups of numbers. There are 69 white ball numbers in the Powerball lottery. Only 5 numbers can come up as winners, so that means 64 numbers can't come up at all. So for me, I think it should be easier to pick the numbers that won't be coming up than the 5 that actually do. Okay, in this video, I will be updating and making my picks, and this usually takes about an hour to an hour and a half. Okay, so the first strategy I want to show you is what I call the game card. This is where I eliminate the numbers and try to get it down to the 5 white winning Powerball numbers. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is go to the Powerball homepage to find out what were those 5 white winning Powerball numbers. Okay, so it was the 1, 4, 12, 36, and 49, and the Powerball number was the 5. But again, I'm only concerned about these 5 white winning Powerball numbers right now. Okay, so I put those winning numbers right here at the top. Again, it was the 1, 4, 12, 36, 49. And now I'm going to put some colors to it like I did here in the past. Okay, so as you look at my game card here, it says January 30th, 2023. So now I need to update it to February 1st, 2023. Okay, but before I do that, I need to find out what the 1 was, and the 1 was purple. The 4 was orange. The 12 was red. The 36 was green. And the 49 was blue. Okay, so that gives me 5 colors total, so I'm going to put that right here, 5. And now I'm going to make this 204 color code drawings I kept track of so far. And now a 5 color combination has now come up 15 times. Okay, so you can see the majority of the time it comes up a 3 color combination. It came up 93 times out of 204 drawings. Okay, so that means when a 3 color combination comes up, that means 2 colors are not coming up. And that's what I want to focus on here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to update this game card to February 1st, and then I'm going to try to correctly predict what color will not be coming up. Okay, so I'm going to eliminate all these colors and start from scratch. Okay, so I have 5 colors, and that represents one of the 5 white winning Powerball numbers. Okay, so right here is my color code. You can see that here's all the red numbers, then the orange, green, blue, and whatever's left over is purple. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to transfer these 15 numbers over to the game card as red numbers. Okay, so again it was the 1, 4, 12, 36, and 49. The next line down is the 2, 18, 23, 27, and 47. And the next line down is the 9, 17, 20, 38, and 40. So again, I'm going to make these red numbers, and now I'm going to count how many red numbers I have. So here I got 3 more are 6, 1, 7, 3 are 10, and 5 are 15. So up here I'm going to make this 15. And now I'm going to move on to the orange numbers. Okay, so I'm going to transfer all of these numbers over to the game card as orange numbers. So again, starts off with the 12. You can see the 12 is already taken. So I'll move on to the 31. The 47 is taken. So the 58, the 60. The next line down is the 5, 14, 19, 46, and 64. Then the next line down is the 6, 15, 22, 42, and 47, which is already taken. And then the last line is the 4, which is taken. The 14 is taken, so the 33, the 39, and the 61. Okay, so again, I'm going to make these orange. And again, I'm going to count how many I have. So I got 2 and 3 are 5. 4 is 9, 1 is 10, and 5 are 15. So I'm going to make this 15. And now I move on to the green area, then the blue, and again, whatever's left over is purple. But I already did this, and just to speed things up, I'm going to copy and paste. And here's the game card for February 1st, 2023. So you can see that there was 15 red numbers, 15 orange, turned out to be 16 green, 10 blue, and 13 purple numbers. Okay, so the reason why I divided this up like this is because I found that it gives me a pretty equal number of colors on my game card here, okay? And if you divide 69 divided by 5, it comes out to 13.8. So I was hoping to get at least 13 numbers per color. But if I could get double digits number per color, then I'm happy with that. Okay, so it usually comes up. It's very rare that it goes under 10, like here. So it's pretty consistent of double digit numbers per color. And when you have consistency, then things become easier to predict. Okay, so looking at this, I see that a purple number has come up in the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 drawings. Okay, and you can see that here, number 11. You can see that there's no purple numbers here. So going on a streak of 10 like this doesn't happen very often. Okay, it usually ends around 5, maybe 6, sometimes 8, but 10 is pretty long. So my prediction is that no purple numbers are going to come up. So I'm going to eliminate all these purple numbers off of my game card. So I'm going to block these out like this. Okay, so you may be asking yourself, okay, so can a purple number come up? Absolutely it can. Okay, this is where the betting comes in. So I'm going to buy a Powerball ticket worth $3. I like to get the power play. Okay, so basically what I'm saying is I'm betting $3 that none of these purple numbers will come up. Okay, so if I'm correct and none of these purple numbers come up, then I just reduce the odds for myself, giving myself actually better odds of picking those 5 correct winning Powerball numbers. Now, if a purple number does come up, then that means then I'm not going to win the Powerball lottery. Okay, so moving on. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take these 5 white winning Powerball numbers and I'm going to go to the individual numbers. Okay, so this is my second strategy, the individual numbers. And basically what I did here is I took all 69 numbers and I divided it into 7 different groups. So I'm just going to reduce this down so you can see all the groups here. Okay, so here's 1 through 9. Of course, this is the only group with 9 numbers, where all the other 6 have 10 for 69 numbers. Okay, so I'm going to blow this back up. And you can see here's the winning Powerball numbers: 1, 4, 12, 36, 49. And this hit 4 groups. Okay, so the first thing I want to show you here is that sometimes, a lot of times actually, a 3 group hit will come up. And as I scroll down, you can see that it comes up a lot here. Okay, so this square right here, this is good for 5 drawings. I like to break it down into 5 so it's easier to count, going, okay, it never came up, and then it didn't come up for another 5, 10, 15, 20. Okay, so it's just easier to count. Okay, but looking over here, you can see that within these 5 drawings, usually a 3 comes up. Okay, so here's kind of an oddball with no 3. Here's another oddball with no 3, and here we are right here. Okay, so my prediction is that this is going to be a 3. So what that means, if it is in a 3, then that means 4 of these groups will not have a winning Powerball number to it. So I'm going to try to correctly predict which one of those groups will not have the winning Powerball number to it. Now, as it is, there's 7 of these groups and there's only 5 white winning Powerball numbers, so I know that 2 of these groups cannot have a winning Powerball number regardless, okay? So I'm going to go with the numbers of 10 through 19, only because one of these numbers have come up in the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 drawings. And when that happens, it usually doesn't go 7. Okay, and again, can it go 7? Yes, it can. Absolutely, it can go like 20. But again, this is where the betting comes in. I'm gonna bet my $3 that there'll be no winning numbers right here. So I'm gonna go back to the game card and I'm gonna eliminate the numbers of 10 through 19 off of my game card. So I'll get rid of the 12, 14 through 17, 18, and 19. And I'll get rid of those numbers. And hopefully those numbers do not come up. Okay, so moving on. I'm going to make another prediction because I think that there's going to be 4 of these without a winning Powerball number to it. And I'm going to go with this one, the 40s. So you can see that a 40 number has come up in the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 drawings as well. And I'm going to predict that there's going to be no winning Powerball numbers right here. So I'm going to eliminate those off of the game card. So I'll get rid of all these 40 numbers. And again, hopefully these 40 numbers will not come up. Okay, so going back, I think I kind of jumped forward a little bit. Let me show you how I use this here. So here's the 1, and now I'm going to find the 1, and I'm going to keep on this plane, and I'm going to make this square purple because the 1 is purple. Okay, so here with the 4, I'm going to make the 4 orange, and with the 12, I'm going to make this red. So again, with this, it's been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in a row here with these numbers of 10 through 19. So again, I'm gonna pick that. I don't think any winning Powerball numbers are going to be here. Okay, so another way that I use this is I'm gonna go to the 20s because I know that there's a 20 number I want to point out. Okay, so as you look at this, you can see there's 5 colors: red, orange, green, purple, blue, or blue purple I should say, and you can see that there's no red number here. Okay, so as I keep on scrolling down, you can see that, well, here's a red number right here. So it's been 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, just about 30 or 31 drawings here that a red number hasn't come up. So I'm expecting a red number to be coming up here pretty soon. Maybe it will be this drawing, maybe it will be the drawing after, or so forth, okay? So I'm going to look at my game card to see if there's any red numbers in the 20s. Okay, so I got the 20 and I got the 23. Okay, so maybe one of those or even both of those numbers might be coming up. And I'm going to just keep that in the back of my mind for now. Okay, so to eliminate numbers further, I came up with different groups of numbers. Like this is my group 4, and then I got group 6, and then I got group 8 and group 10. Okay, so the reason why, well, let me just update this first. I think a visual will help. Okay, so a 1, 4, and 12 came up in the red area. So here I'm going to put 3 to represent that 1, 4, and 12. And then the 36 and the 49 were both in orange, so I'm going to put a 2 here in orange. So that means no winning Powerball numbers were in the blue area, and no winning Powerball numbers were in the green area. So over here I'm going to put it down a 2. This represents how many colors got hit, and the majority of the numbers were over here to the left side, so I'm going to keep this 2 red. If the majority of the numbers were over here to the right side, I would color this 2 green. And the reason why I do that is when I see a bunch of green like this, then I ask myself the question, okay, when is it going to turn red? Okay, so if the majority of numbers are always coming up over here to the right side, again, when is it going to jump over to the left side and come up? Okay, so if there's, I keep track of every 3 drawings like this because I used to keep track of it every 5 drawings. But what I really want is I want this color. I want to be able to put a color to it. So if it's 3 in a row like this, I color it a dark red. If there's only 2, then I color it a slightly lighter red. And over here, if there's 2 zeros, I color it a blue. And here with 3 zeros, I color a darker blue. Okay, so it just gives me some separation on things. Okay, so over here with this blue line, I count how many blue marks came up. I got 1 blue mark. And over here, I want to keep track of how many triple hits I had. And here I got 2 of them, the orange and the red. Okay, so a triple hit comes up a lot with this, all right? So again, what I'm looking for is having 2 hits like this and then saying, okay, what is the color gonna be? Okay, so this is where I came up with Decoding the Powerball number 2 and Decoding the Powerball number 3. Okay, so here with number 2, I'm going to update this real quick. Okay, so it was the 1, which was red. And then the 36 and 49 were also red, so I made that 3 red. And then there was 2 blue, the 4, and the 12. So there was no winning Powerball numbers in the orange and no winning Powerball numbers in the green. Okay, so this Powerball number 3, I'm going to update this real quick. So again, it was 1 in the pink, 1 in the 2 in the yellow, the 4 and the 49, and then the 12 was purple, and the 36 was brown. Okay, so how many hits do I have? I got 1, 2, 3, 4 colors got hit. And the majority of the numbers are over here to the right side, so I'm going to keep this 4 red. Again, if the majority was over here to the left side, I would color this 4. I'm sorry, if it's the majority is off to the left side, I color the 4 red. If the majority is off to the right side, I colored the 4 green. So I'm going to keep it green like it is. And now I'm going to color it a kind of a lighter green. So if it's really dark, all 3 numbers are green, then I color it really dark again for some separation. Okay, so the reason why I do that is look at it and say, okay, I haven't seen 3 green numbers in a long time. When's it gonna happen? Okay, so I had no winning Powerball numbers in the red area, no winning Powerball numbers in the blue, none in the orange, green, turquoise, or light blue. Okay, so this is where I want to be. Okay, I want 2 numbers. That way I know what color is going to be coming up on this 3rd number. And this one is easier to pick then let's say this one here where I have no numbers at the top. Okay, so this one's a little bit easier because I got one number. Okay, at least it gives me some insight. And then with this one, I have two numbers, and again, this is the easiest one to pick. Okay, so every time I update this, I got one in this position. Okay, so I'm going to start with this position right here because, again, it's the easiest one to pick. All right, so here you can see I have a 000 and a triple hit. So as I look at this, you can see a 000 comes up a lot more than a triple hit. So I want to look at this and say, okay, what are my options? Okay, so here in the orange, I got an option to have a 000. Another option with the green, another option with the turquoise, and one with the light blue. Here, this tells me how many blue marks I had. So with the 7, I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So how many of these are going to be blue already? I need 2 zeros at least to have a blue mark. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4. A 4 comes up, but it's usually a lot higher. So I have these as double digit. These are definitely going to be red because they have 2 hits to it. So that means I have 1, 2, 3, 4 more colors to look at to say, okay, where do I think that 0 is going to be? Okay, but right now I just want to kind of concentrate on where I think a 000 is going to be. All right. So looking at this, I look for what's been closer to the top. So here in the red, this one's been pretty close to the top. This one's pretty close. Green is way down here. With this turquoise, there's never been a 000. And as I look at all the colors, there's been a 000 here, here, here. There's been one here in the purple, but I don't have that option either. Or one in the blue. So I'm going to say that here in the turquoise, that it's finally going to become a 000. So I don't believe that any of these turquoise numbers are going to come up. So I'm going to eliminate them off of the game card. Okay, so it's a 3, 13, 37, 47, 53, 51, 59. Okay, so here's my game card. Again, I said the 3, 13. $37, 47, 55. And then the 51, 59. So I'll get rid of those numbers, and hopefully those numbers do not come up. Okay, so moving on. Oh, I also marked this with a blue mark saying that this is where I picked. But it was the turquoise. That way, when I update the drawing, I can look at this and I can say, hey, I got this correct. None of these turquoise numbers came up. Or I can say, oh, I got this wrong. One of these turquoise numbers did come up. Okay, so moving on to number 2. I only have 3 of these option cards. Again, I'm kind of looking at the 000s over here. Usually there's at least one. And I have an option here in the blue and option here in the purple. I really don't like this blue one because of all these zeros right here, so maybe there'll be a hit. think I'm going to leave this one alone. You know, this is all a gut feeling, and I don't have a very good gut feeling about this one. So I'm going to move on to number 3. I see what I have for options. I got the orange, green, yellow, and turquoise. I kind of have a feeling that this purple is going to have a hit to it. So I'm going to mark it red. And now I'm going to look at the purple numbers. Okay, so the 1, 5, 15, 25, 43, 51, 59. I believe that one of these numbers, or maybe even two of them, may be coming up in the lottery. Okay, so this is an overview of things. Overview of the three option cards that I have. So in the pink areas, there was 2 hits and 1 miss. So let's check that out. Okay, so here's the hit. Here's the miss. And here's the hit. Okay, so what I look for here is a 0-3. That means all 3 of those option cards had a miss to it. And I like to see it within, pretty close to the top. So red is pretty close, blue, orange, green, and turquoise. And then I like to see, okay, which one is the one that has the lowest to it? And so far it is the light blue. But I also like to see something in the pink as well. I think there's going to be at least 2 hits here. I think that this is going to be a blue mark here, which means 2 out of the 3 option cards had a 0 to it. And I kind of like all 3 option cards to miss in the light blue. So I'm going to mark that, saying that I don't think they're going to hit. So looking at this, again, I'm going to take this light blue one, and I'm going to get rid of the 22, 30, 38, 56, 50, 60. And again, hopefully those numbers do not come up. Okay, so as I go off to option card number 2, I'm looking at the pink and the light blue. I think I'll go for both of them. So I'm going to get rid of the 9, 20, 32. And then I'm going to get rid of the 39, 44, 47, 63. And that's it. Okay, so now I'm going to get rid of the light blue. It's the 11, 22, 27. So I get rid of that 27 off of my game card. And now it's the 43, 51, 60, and the 56. And all those numbers are gone. Okay, so moving on to the third option card. Again, I really like the pink, and I said all 3 option cards in the light blue. Okay, so I'm going to go with both of them. So here in the pink, it's the 2, 12, 22, 14, 24, 33, and the 52. So I get rid of the 2, 24, 33. And then in the light blue, the 19, 35, 45, 55, 39, 49, 69. So I get rid of the 35, 69. And again, hopefully those numbers do not come up. Okay, so moving on. That's all I got for this one. So I'm going to go to what I call Group 3B. It's kind of the same thing, except different numbers, different combinations. But I still have this where I have two numbers and waiting for the third one for a color. Okay, so a 000 did not come up in the last one, but it usually comes up. So let's see what I have for options. I got the blue, green, and yellow. That could have a 000 to it. And the one that stands out to me the most is this green, because if you just follow this third zero, you see it's a single zero. And what I mean by single zero is that here's a zero with a zero on top or a zero on the bottom, and over here you can see that that doesn't have that. So it doesn't have that yet at all. So I'm going to predict that this green is going to have a 0 to it, which means I don't believe that any of these numbers are going to come up. So I'm going to get rid of the 15 to the 32 and the 42 to the 69. You can see that all those numbers are gone. Okay, so moving on. Number 2, I have red, purple, turquoise, brown, and light blue. I guess the one that sticks out to me the most is this turquoise. You can see that it's been really hot. And now I'm going to predict that the 000 is going to be right here. So I'm going to get rid of the turquoise, which is the 24, 31, 32, 33, and then the 57, 66, 67. So I'll get rid of the 23. Oops, I'm sorry, the 31. 57, 66, and 67. So I'll get rid of 4 numbers. And again, hopefully those 4 numbers do not come up. Okay, so moving on, number 3. Again, I have green, pink, and brown. You can see that the majority of the numbers have been coming up to the right side because it's all green. So the one that stands out to me the most is this brown. So I'm going to go for the brown. Hopefully that will be a 000. And I'm going to get rid of the 38, 46, 56, 64, and the 52, plus the 42, 60. Okay, so I get rid of the 64. And that's it. Okay, excuse me one second. Okay, I'm back. Okay, so moving on. Okay, so I have 3 of these option cards as well, and now I'm looking at the overview. And again, I'm looking for a 03 that really hasn't come up in a while. Okay, so the one that stands out the most is this pink. And I'm going to go for this one. Okay, so I'm going to go and eliminate all the pink numbers from all 3 option cards. Okay, so option card number 1 is the 13 down to the 56 plus the 61. So I get rid of the 61. Option card number 2. Pink as well. So I'm going to get rid of the 3, 10, 28. And then the 36, 53, 64, 48. So I'll get rid of that 36. And again, hopefully that 36 does not come up. Okay, so moving on. Option card number 3. Again with the pink. A 17 to the 34, and then the 35 to the 62. So I'll get rid of 3 numbers here. The 26, 34, 62. And hopefully those 3 numbers do not come up. Okay, so that's it for 3B. Now moving on to 3C. So I got another one here. Okay, so again with the triple zeros. What do I have for options? I got the red, the turquoise, and that's it. Here in this green, you can see that there's never been a hit. Where all the other ones have at least 1 hit to it. So I'm going to predict that this green is going to have a hit to it. And again, it's either the 1, 5, 21, 25, 39, 41, 43. So let me take a look at what I have. I got the 1 and the 5 still on the board. And that's it. So maybe this 1 will just pop right back up again. That's certainly happened before. You can see with this 47, it's come right back up. Okay, so moving on. Option card number 2. We'll see if I see anything that I like. So I have the brown and the light blue. Okay, so one thing that really stands out to me is over here at the blue, you can see that there's been a hit in all this 3rd column right here. So I'm thinking that this is going to be a 0 to it. So I'm going to get rid of the blue numbers, and it's the 38, 47, 54, 63. There's no numbers there. And then it's the 51, 59, 67. And no numbers to get rid of as well. Okay, so moving on, option card number 3. Again, what do I have for triple zeros? I got the turquoise, the green, and the light blue. Okay, so you can see that in all these colors here, there's been a triple zero in all of them, except for this turquoise. And it has the opportunity to become triple zero, so I'm going to pick this. And I'm going to get rid of the 5, 6, 7. And the 66 to the 69. Okay, so now I'm really getting down there. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 numbers. I need to get down to 5. Okay, so here I'm going to go to the overview. And again, what I'm looking for is a 0, 3 that hasn't really come up in a while. Okay, the last time I took this brown, you can see that it came up, so I got that correct. Not sure if I really like this turquoise, but what I do kind of like is this purple over here. I'm thinking that this may be a 1-2 where two of these option cards will have a 0 to it. So let's take a look at the purple and see if I like any of them. I really don't. So I'm going to leave that one alone. Okay, so now I'm going to go to Decoding the Powerball number 2. So I got this group 4, then I got group 8, and then I also have a group 10. And group 10 is the easiest one to pick from because there's 5 of these colored groups I know cannot have a winning Powerball number. So I'm going to go straight to the overview and take a look at those 0-3s. Okay, so here red and blue are the same. Orange, green, purple just came up. Another thing that I look for is a 0-3 that's doubled up, like right here. You can see here it's tripled up, doubled up. That happens fairly often. You can see in this orange area that has never happened, or hasn't happened yet. Or it looks like all the others have. Well, except for this green one. Okay, so it's the green and orange that haven't, but right here, oh, they could both have that opportunity. So let's take a look at them. I kind of like this green one right here. That'll get rid of the 41, 42, 68, 69, and the 45 to the 47. And there's no numbers to get rid of. Okay, so with the orange, the 22, 29, 30, and the 44 to the 61. There's no numbers there either. Okay, so let's move on. You can see that it's been pretty hot over here to the right side. So I'm thinking that this is going to be a red number, which means that the majority of the numbers will be over here to the left side. Kind of like this orange though, so this gets rid of a lot. I'll get rid of the 8 and the 23. I don't want that. Okay, I'm kind of looking at this brown over here. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of this brown. I'm going to get rid of the 65. Okay, so again, a 3-color combination comes up. You can see a 3-color combination hasn't come up in the last 6 drawings, so I feel that it's due, and this will give me a 3-color combination with 3 red, a green, and an orange. So it's the 1, 4, 8, 23, 58. So when I go to the individual numbers, I said I really think that this is going to be a 3 where it hits 3 groups. So the 1, 4, 8 would be in one group. The 23, which I thought either the 20 or the 23 would be coming up because the red number hasn't come up in a long time with the individual numbers here. So I really like that 23. And then the last number was what? The 58. Okay, so here's the 58. Before that it was purple, and that didn't come up for a long time. So it went on a pretty good cold streak here. Then it finally came up as purple, and now I think it will be orange. So hopefully. Okay, but that will, more importantly, that will give me the 3. So I'll have 3 in this group, and then I'll have 1 in the 20s and 1 in the 50s to give me that 3 group combination. Okay, so now let's go off to the Powerball number. Okay, so the Powerball number, the one that just came up, was the 5. So on this side, if it's blue, that means it's low, 1 to 13. If it's red, that's high, 14 to 26. So again, there's only 26 red ball numbers, so I just divided the numbers into 2 to give me this. And over here on this side, if it's red, it's odds. If it's black, it's evens. Okay, so as you look at the last 20 drawings, again, I like to break things down into 5. It's easier to count. So here, out of these 20 drawings, you can see that the majority has been odd numbers. So I think that this next number coming up is going to be even. So another thing that I noticed about this is this combination kind of happens a lot. Like the 6 came up, then the 5 came up, then the 11, then the 6 came back up again. That happens a lot for some reason. Okay, so here's the 25, the 24, 25 came back up. Okay, so here's the 5, the 22, 5, 12, then the 5 came back up. Then there was the 12, 5, 26, and the 12 came back up. Here's the 7, the 5, 23, then the 7 came up. Then the 13, the 12, 4, and 13 came up. Okay, so that hasn't happened in a little while, and I've been picking out the last couple of drawings, and I'm going to stick with that. I'm going to say that the 18 came up, the 15, 5, and then the 18 comes back up, and that will give me another even number over here. Okay, so I'm going to go with the Powerball 18. Okay, so I'm just going to write this down. I think it's going to be the 1, 4, 8, 23, 58, and I think the Powerball number will be the 18. Okay, so that's my picks. Okay, so a couple more things here. I'm almost done. Okay, so let me copy and paste this real quick. Okay, so like Sherlock Holmes would say, it's a matter of deduction. So if these blocked out numbers don't come up, then these 5 highlighted numbers have to come up. Okay, so let's go over the odds real quick. All right, the odds to get all 5 white ball numbers in the red ball, the odds are 1 in 292 million that you're going to get it correct. Okay, so most of this game is geared up for the white balls, and that was kind of my goal, to get all 5 white balls correct. And that will pay $1 million if you buy a $2 ticket, or if you buy a $3 ticket with the power play, the prize will be $2 million. Okay, so the odds are 1 in 11,688,000. Okay, so basically, you can make nearly 12 million 5-number combinations out of 69 numbers. Okay, so I'm not going to say this is going to be easy to do. Okay, so there's some really nice lower price numbers as well. If you get 4 white ball numbers in the red ball, that pays 50,000. And if you get the power play, it's times 2, 3, 4, or 5, or times 10. They throw a 10 in there every once in a while. But if it's times 5, then this will be $250,000 prize. Okay, so if you get 4 numbers, it's $100 plus the power play. 3 numbers, $7, and if you get the Powerball number correct, it pays $4 plus the power play money. Okay, so this was one I was playing twice a week. Now the Powerball has gone 3 times a week. So $3 times 3 times a week is 9, and 52 times 9 comes up to 468. Okay, so if I just spend $3 per ticket and I play every single game for the whole year, I'm going to be spending $468 on the Powerball lottery. Okay, so in closing, again, I just want to thank you for watching. Again, you can support my game through my Patreon page at patreon.com/decoding the Powerball. And if you'd like to give me any feedback, then please email me at decodingpowerball@gmail.com. Again, there's no "the" in there, so it's just decodingpowerball@gmail.com. And as always, with this huge jackpot, $653 million, I just want to wish you the best of luck with your picks. Again, thank you for watching.